So if you're new and I see a couple of new names and faces, welcome. I'm Sarah. I'm so very excited to have you here with me this evening. If you are a regular, it's good to see you again this week. So like I said, we're going to start kneeling. So like I said, I just have my blanket just under my knees so that I can be a little bit more comfortable because I have a thin mat and a hardwood floor. We won't spend a whole ton of time on the knees, but if you do need to grab something, please feel free. And then for right here, we'll take a couple moments to just get into our breath. I'm a little bit less comfortable in this position than I am up tall right now, so that's where I'm going to be. If you want to join me up tall, you're welcome to, or if you're comfortable with the hips down and the heels, you can stay right where you are there. And we're just going to start as usual with a little bit of breathing, getting the upper body moving a little bit. So same concept, if you're a little bit higher off the ground like I am, maybe you don't quite reach the floor on a lateral bend. If you're down closer to the floor, maybe you do reach the floor. Just kind of bear with me based on the difference in where you are. And I'm just going to face this way because we will eventually move into a lunge, but you're welcome to face the camera. That's an easier way for you to get started this evening. If comfortable seated is going to be more comfortable for your breathing, we'll move out of it pretty quickly, but you're also welcome to adjust to there. So like I said, we're going to start with breathing, get the upper body moving a little bit. So I just want you to take a couple of moments here and take a quick scan of the body. So just kind of noticing first and foremost how you're feeling, where those points of tension are. If there is that small range of motion that's going to feel good, a spinal twist or a stretch up towards the ceiling, or you roll the head of the neck or the shoulders out, I want to invite you to take that. Don't feel like you need to be completely still here as you take that scan of the body and notice where you're at this evening. And then as we take that scan, kind of moving from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes, I just want you to also notice your breath. So starting here, taking a couple of nice deep inhales and exhales. When I say that, does that automatically allow you to kind of fill your chest a little bit more? Do the lungs expand a little bit fuller when you take those big inhales and exhales? Do the shoulders release and relax when you find that first big exhale? With that next big inhale, from whatever position you're in, I want you to just go ahead and reach up super high towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch here. Take a couple of nice deep inhales, nice and long across center, and then next big exhale, go ahead and just bring those hands back down to your side. Let the shoulders release and relax. You're going to find lateral stretches. So once again, if you're up tall, you might not reach the floor. But if you are down close to the floor, maybe bring the hand down to the floor. Bring those arms out and up, big inhale, all the way towards the ceiling. Starting off, take that right hand down towards your side. Left arm comes up over top. Nice big stretch here. That next big inhale brings you through center, over in that other direction. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up over top. Nice big stretch. Big inhale brings us back to center one more time in each direction. Down towards the right. Nice big stretch. Inhale brings us through center and over to the left. Last time that big inhale brings us back up tall. While we're here, if it feels good, maybe bring a little baby back bend and just bring those hands slightly behind the head. Doesn't feel good, just stay up tall, totally fine. Next inhale brings that spine to long. And then our next exhale is actually going to bring us down to hands and knees. So if you're not kneeling, I want you to just go ahead and adjust to there and then bring it over to that hands and knees. I'm going to keep my blanket here again for my knees, but you're welcome to totally move it aside if this puts you in a little bit of a weird position if you have one there. And then let's just go into our cat and cow nice and easy as we get started. That inhale presses the belly towards the floor, lifts the chin and the hips up. And that exhale rounds the spine out towards the ceiling, tucks the chin in the chest, and tucks the pelvis under. So go ahead and flow a couple of times there with the pace of your breath, kind of getting it going, getting the spine moving in a way that maybe it hasn't yet today. As always, trying to bring those knees so that they're right underneath the hips and the wrists so that they're right underneath the shoulders. And again, if the wrists are a little bit tight or have a little bit of pain in them, they can always be a couple of inches out in front just to reduce that pain. Give me a couple more nice deep breaths in this cat and cow. 2 more. Big inhale to lift the head and the tailbone. Exhale to round out. And last time. Big inhale to lift the head and the tailbone. And that exhale to round out. When you finish that last one, go ahead and bring it back to that nice neutral spine. We're going to move in a little bit of a lateral direction. So we found that with our lateral bends. This time we're going to keep it from right here. So I want you to look over that right shoulder and bring that right hip up towards your gaze. So you're mimicking that same range of motion. We're kind of crunching through the right side. That inhale brings us through center, nice long spine, making sure that you have that there. And then that exhale brings us over towards that left side. Now you can always increase or decrease this range of motion. I know it's a small one, but if you find that you have a little bit of back pain, maybe just take the head over the shoulder and don't move the hips. And just kind of bring it side to side. You're still moving through that spinal range of motion for those lateral bends. You just gotta take one that's comfortable for you. Those inhales, making sure you're finding that super long spine as you come through center. Give me 2 more nice deep breaths, or 3 if you need to even out, depending on which side you were on. When you finish that second side, I want you to go ahead and just bring that spine back to that nice neutral position. So once again, we're nice and long in center. When you get there, the shoulders are right over top of those wrists. We're going to go into our spinal twists. So we're going to transfer our weight to that left hand, take that right hand. We're going to flow a couple of times like this. So our inhale brings us up super long towards the ceiling. Our exhale doesn't stop at the bottom, but just bring it down almost at the shoulder on the floor, kind of thread the needle through, and then just keep it moving just like that a couple times. We will take a pause at the end of this, so don't you worry, we'll get that nice stretch. Keep it moving a couple times, bringing that spinal twist in, making sure you have a long spine when you come through center. Couple more, just like that. Big inhale to lift. Exhale to pull down through. Next time you bring it down through, I want you to go ahead and actually place the shoulder down onto the floor. Bring it into that full spinal twist. Those hips stay nice and high. And then that left arm can do something a little bit different today. You can take it out long if it feels good. You can keep it right where it was, or you can find that half bind. Hand comes up towards the ceiling, elbow bends, we bring it around behind the back. So taking a moment to just kind of feel it out, see which of those feels good to find that spinal twist, staying right in there for about 3 more nice deep breaths. Thinking about opening the shoulders towards that left wall as that right hand comes through. If you found that half bind, the hands around behind the back, I want you to inhale to go ahead and lengthen it up towards the ceiling. Bring it back down, plant it right outside that other arm, and then bring us back up to center. We're just going to do the same thing on that other side. So taking that second, transfer your weight to your right, lifting the left. We'll take a couple of times up and down, and then we will find that same exact pause at the end as well. So just getting the spine warmed up and moving here. If you're moving a little faster or slower than me, that's totally fine. I know I get a little off sometimes. It's hard to talk and breathe at the same time. Gotta refocus and recenter. All right, give me 2 more times up. And then after that second time that you bring those hands up, the next time you bring it down, go ahead and place the shoulder onto the floor. Find that spinal twist. Same 3 options. The hand can stay right inside. You can lengthen it out longer. You can find that half bind, lifting up towards the ceiling. Turn the palm around. Bend at that elbow. Open up the shoulders this time towards that right wall. A little bit of an extra twist. If you try this out and it's not comfortable, take your time and bring it back out nice and long. You don't need to be in that extended, that shoulder position. Go ahead and take 2 more nice deep breaths here. If you found that half bind and hands around behind the back, that next big inhale lifts it up towards the ceiling, and then everyone pulls it in right outside that left hand. Put a little pressure through the palm and bring it back up to center, nice long spine. Now from here, we're going to take it back up to tall on those knees. I'm going to walk my hands in and bring it up. We just got a couple more stretches from here. Don't you worry, this will be super brief. We're here. I'm going to transfer my weight onto my left leg. I'm going to bring this around to my lunge. So that right foot steps around. out nice and long, and then I'm going to bring my hands down on the inside of my leg and just kind of shift forward, bringing those hips towards the floor, shifting into that hip flexor stretch. Now this is another one that my knee's a little bit lifted because I do have that elevation under it. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can always have that removed if you did grab a blanket or a pillow. From here, we're going to take another spinal twist. Keep that left hand down, take that right hand, open it up towards the ceiling, nice and long. Find that nice big spinal twist, nice big stretch of that shoulder, trying to stack shoulder on top of shoulder. Next exhale, brings that hand back down. From here, we're going to shift the hips backwards into our hamstring stretch. Front leg lengthens, front toes come up, we hinge forward of the hips. Fingertips can stay on the floor for stability or reach out towards those toes for a little bit more of a stretch, but we're looking at that long right leg right here. Taking a couple moments here. Next exhale shifts us back into that low lunge. So take those hips back down. One more time, we've got that spinal twist. Left hand comes down, we open up through the right arm. This time as we shift back, we're going to stay in this twist. Those right fingertips are going to kind of point toward that back corner. So we're going to shift the hips back. We're going to lengthen the front leg. The left arm lengthens. The right arm opens up. So my arms are in a diagonal. So I'm shifting back towards my palm. My front toes come up. We're in that hamstring stretch. Nice and long. Next exhale brings us back down into that low lunge. And then we're going to take it back up to those knees. So I'm going to walk my hands in, shift my right leg around, bring that knee back down, come up tall, same exact thing, left leg comes forward. So nice big stretch here. We're taking the leg out nice and long, bring those hands down inside. Take a moment to just shift the hips down towards the floor, opening up through that hip flexor. We'll hit the spinal twist next. So right here with that next inhale, right hand stays down, left arm opens up nice and long towards the ceiling, trying to stack shoulder on top of shoulder, opening up through the spine. I'm feeling it through my hip flexors for sure today. They are super tight after I sat all day. Nice big exhale, brings that hand back down. Hamstring stretch, shift the hips backwards, lift the front toe. And once again, those fingertips can stay down for stability, or you can reach them out towards that front toe. Again, that nice stretch through that long left leg. Next exhale shifts us forward, back into that low lunge. We are once again going to find that spinal twist and then open up into our hamstring stretch. So left arm opens up nice and long. Same thing that we did before, as we shift our hips back, those arms are going to kind of come to that diagonal, and that leg is going to come out long, left toes come off the floor. So take this however intense you need it to be. I know it's kind of an awkward angle, awkward stretch. Just kind of finding that mirroring diagonal, the arms and legs. Next exhale brings us back down into that low lunge. And then go ahead and walk those hands in, bring that knee back around. We are back up nice and tall. I'm going to take this opportunity to take my blanket out from under once and for all. So done hearing about that for today. And then we are going to adjust into our downward facing dog. So our first one of the day, give yourself a little leeway, plant those hands down, curl those toes under, hips, go up and back. If you need a nice bend through those knees, or maybe take a couple moments to pedal out those heels, we'll spend about 4 or 5 nice deep breaths in this downward facing dog. So take your time here, feel it out. Maybe the head nods yes or no, nice and easy and slow, just to open up through the neck. Maybe alternate pressing up onto those toes and then pressing those heels down. Whatever feels good here, just take a couple moments. All right, from here, we're gonna move into our half pigeon for another little stretch. So I'm going to take that right foot up and back into our three-legged dog. So it's gonna go up super long, then that left knee, and then we're gonna sweep the right foot forward and place the shin on the mat. So I'm sweeping it forward as if I'm coming into my lunge, then my shin goes down, and then we're gonna sit those hips down nice and easy. Let the top of that back foot meet the mat. And we're starting up nice and tall, but then I want you to take a nice big exhale to kind of melt forward. So maybe melting forward just brings your palms down. Maybe you can get those elbows down, or maybe you bring the head all the way down to the mat. Now take your time with this one. Again, if you don't do this super often, this can be a little bit of an uncomfortable stretch. Shouldn't be in any kind of pain in this, but I know it's definitely one that's tough, especially through that right side here. That's the leg that you flop forward. Taking a couple more nice deep breaths, just relax into this, release, let those hips kind of find their space here. Awesome. From here, we're going to transition back, or not back. We're going to transition over to our mermaid. So if you found those elbows or if you found the head down on the mat, I just want you to bring it back up to those palms. From here, I'm going to shift my weight onto my right hip. And then I'm just going to bring my knees into like a 90-90. So I'm going to turn so you can see me, but you can stay facing the same way that you are. So I just brought my left leg from behind just into this kind of nice, easy 90-90. The knee is bent here. My weight is on this leg mostly. And then we're just going to find our little mermaid side to side, another little lateral stretch. I want you to take that right hand down. That's the one that's going to be a little easier. It comes down to the mat out wide. Maybe bring the elbow down, bring the left arm up over top. Nice big lateral stretch in that direction. With our next exhale, we're going to power off of that right hand over to the left side. A little bit tougher of a stretch, but we're coming through center. Left hand comes down, the right arm comes up over top. Now I want to give you the option here. You can stay nice and slow and controlled, or you can take it with each breath. So with each breath, you can come through center, find either direction, or you can take it nice and easy. So just find a nice stretch in one direction. When it feels good, move to that other side. We'll take about 7 or 8 breaths in this. So take that at whatever pace feels right for you. Finding that nice easy stretch here. And then a little bit more challenging one is going to be towards those legs. So lots of lateral bending this evening, and just making sure that you're keeping that spine nice and long. Don't you worry, right after this, we'll be getting into our flow. We just got to hit the other side first. So give me about 2 more nice deep breaths. So maybe if you were moving a little slower, just make sure you even up. If you were moving a little faster, go ahead and hit both of those sides. And then that nice big inhale brings us back to center, and those hands can come down in front of that right knee. Now again, I'm just going to shift sideways so that I'm back on my mat, but if you're already facing the short edge of your mat, stay right where you are. We're going to shift back briefly into our half pigeon. So weight comes onto that right side, lengthen the left leg, bring it over so that we're up on top. Plant those hands, curl the left toes under, hips go up as the right goes back to meet the left. Here we go. So hips come up, right goes back, we're back in that downward facing dog. Now, like I said, you just got to hit that on that other side. 3-legged dog on the left. Take it up and back, nice and long, big stretch. From here, bend that right knee, sweep the left foot forward, plant the shin down, and then once again, take your second to shift the hips down, let the top of the right foot meet the mat, and then with your next big exhale, go ahead and melt into it. Maybe it just brings it down to the palms. Maybe you bring it down to those elbows. Maybe you sink all the way so that the forehead meets the mat. Find that comfortable position for you this evening. Once again, we'll take a couple breaths. So just try and relax into this, use those exhales. Awesome, same as before. We're going to transition towards that mermaid. So next inhale brings us back up to those palms if you found another position. And then we're going to shift this time onto our left hip. And then bring that right knee in so that we're at that kind of 90. Same concept here. Left hand's going to come down first. Maybe you bring it out long and bring the elbow down. Take that right arm up over top. Nice big lateral stretch. Our next inhale brings us through center and over to that other side. Right hand comes down, a little tougher of a stretch. Left hand comes up over top. Same as the last one. Go ahead and move at your own pace. So a little faster, a little slower, whichever feels good for you this evening. We're kind of getting it going here a couple times, back and forth, same as before, 7 or 8 breaths. Awesome. Give me about 2 more nice deep breaths in either of those options, a little faster, a little slower, whichever feels good. Oof. And then when you're done with those last 2 breaths, or you've evened out, go ahead and inhale, bring those arms back up. Exhale, bring those hands down in front of that left leg. Same thing, we're just going to transition back to our downward facing dog. So after those hands get planted, I'm going to kind of roll towards my left, extend my right out, Curl the right toe under, hips go up as the left foot goes back to meet the right. Taking a moment here in that downward facing dog to just pedal those heels out for one more brief moment. And then, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it going. We're gonna do our low flow twice through here. Inhale for that nice long spine. Extend those hips up a little bit higher. As we exhale, 2 ranges of motion. Shift the shoulders over the wrists, from the toes or the knees, we lower through our chaturanga. Our inhale presses the chest up nice and high, cobra or upward facing dog. And then curl those toes under, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Same exact thing, or you can rest in child's pose if you'd like. Exhale, floats the shoulders out over the wrists, and we lower, keep the elbows nice and close. Inhale, presses the chest up, cobra or upward facing dog. And our exhale turns those toes over, presses those hips up and back. From here, we're gonna shift out into our high plank one more time. So when you get to that downward facing dog, that next exhale brings the shoulders out over those wrists. From here, we're gonna take our modified side plank. I want you to take that left knee, bring it down to the mat, turn it out to the side, turn the right inside of the foot to the mat, open up through that right arm. From here, we're gonna stay for about 10 seconds. Option to stay in this modification or to lift that bottom knee off of the mat for a little bit more of a challenge. We've got 4, 3, 2, next exhale, brings that right hand down, lengthens that left leg to meet the right, and we're pressing those hips up and back into that downward facing dog. Our left leg is gonna move once again, take it up and back into our 3-legged dog, bend that right knee, sweep it forward into our lunge position. From here, crescent lunge. When you get your balance here, inhale, sweeps those arms up nice and high towards the ceiling, open up through the chest. Exhale to bring those hands into cactus, bend a little bit deeper through that left knee. Take that moment right there, find that nice big stretch through that right side. Inhale, lift up a little bit, bring those arms up nice and long. Next, exhale, circles the arms down and around, and we're gonna bring the chest down towards that left thigh. From here, you can keep those palms facing towards each other, or you can interlace them behind your back. Next exhale opens up a little bit more. You can lift those hands if you interlace those palms. One more big inhale, find a little more length through the spine. And then exhale to release those hands down to the mat. Now from here, we're gonna step forward into our forward fold. So bend that right knee, shift the weight back a little bit, and then power off that right leg to bring it forward to meet the left. Take a moment here, give yourself a little leeway. One knee or the other can be a little bent. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale to round into it. Really find that nice stretch. Next inhale brings us to our chair. Bring those arms up, sit those hips back. Nice and long through that spine. So take a second to think about it, or maybe take a glance at your camera if you have it on. Is your back rounded out? Is your spine nice and long? Are you arched a little bit extra? Next inhale stands us up nice and tall. Exhale to fold, or bring those arms down. Excuse me, bring the arms down. There we go. All right, so we're in our mountain pose. From here, we're gonna take a really brief tree, but it's not gonna be a hold, so you don't have to use the hand to assist. Instead, as we sweep our arms up, we're gonna bring that right leg up. So as those arms come up, I just want you to pull those right toes on that inner thigh as high as you can get them. As high as you can is totally fine. As we get the arms to the top, the knee comes to the front. We extend the leg long, and then the hands come down towards the toes. As they get down towards your side, just go ahead and sweep that right foot back down to meet the left. We're gonna do that just one more time on this side. So as you inhale, those arms and that foot come up. When you get to the very top with those arms, bring the knee to the front. Extend that right leg. Hands come down towards the toes. When they reach the hips, bring that right leg down as well. From here, give me one more big inhale. Arms come out next. Foot stays down. Exhale to fold it forward. From here, we're taking it back into our high plank position. So step those feet back nice and long. Those hips stay low. High and low through our chaturanga, toes or knees. Bring those hands down, or the chest down. Inhale to press the chest up, cobra or upward facing dog. And then turn those toes over, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. One more time through, just like that. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, float the shoulders out over the wrists from high to low, toes or knees, lower through chaturanga. Inhale to press the chest up. Exhale to turn the toes over, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. From here, we've got that side plank on that second side. So our next exhale, floats those shoulders out over those wrists. This time the right knee comes down. We turn it out towards the side of the mat. Left inside of the foot meets. Left arm lifts up. Same thing, we've got about 10 seconds here. You can stay in this modified version, or you can lift that bottom knee off of the mat. I know it's challenging, but if you can do it, you've got it. We've got another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Our next exhale brings that left hand back down, extend that right foot back out to meet the left, press those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot is coming forward for our lunge this time, so press it up and back, three-legged dog, bend that right knee, sweep it forward to plant that foot. When you get there, find your balance, inhale to sweep those arms up. Cactus arms comes with our exhale, so take a little deeper into that right knee, pull those elbows down. Inhale, releases that just slightly, takes those arms up, and then we're going to circle them all the way down to our airplane arms, so they come down by our side, and then the chest comes down towards the leg. Once again, palms can just kind of stay facing each other here. Maybe you're upright a little bit more, or you bring those hands interlaced behind the back, lengthen the arms, and fold forward, lift the hands. Nice. Next big exhale releases the arms down towards the floor. And we're going to step that left foot forward to meet the right into our forward fold. So power off of the left, bring it forward. Inhale gives us our halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. Exhale folds us forward, chair pose next. Inhale sweeps the arms up, sits the hips back. Once again, take this moment to just kind of evaluate where your spine is at. Whether you can see it or not, just think about keeping that nice long spine, sitting those hips down a little bit lower, challenge those legs here. Nice, nice work, nice work. Awesome job, guys. Next inhale stands us up tall. Exhale just brings the arms down. We're back in that mountain pose. Now we've got that left leg moving in that kind of modified version of our tree pose, twice through. Our inhale brings those arms up, and that toe tracks the inside of that leg. Try and keep that knee nice and wide. When you get to the top, the left knee points forward. We extend that leg. Those hands come down in front. When they reach that foot, go ahead and bring it down. One more time, just like that. That inhale brings those arms up as the toe tracks. The knee points front. We extend the leg long. Those hands come down. And it comes down as it tracks. Awesome job, you guys. Inhale, arms come out and up. Exhale to our swan dive, forward, forward, fold. From here, we're stepping back into that high plank position. Take those feet out nice and long. Toes or knees through our chaturanga. Elbows stay close. We lower the chest down. We inhale to press the chest up. We exhale to turn the toes over, press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to do that one more time. Option to rest in child's pose if you would like to. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, shoulders come over the wrists and we lower toes or knees. Inhale, we press up. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, we turn those toes over. Our hips go up and back. All right, we're going to hit those side planks once again, so that left knee can either drop down or you can just turn those heels to the side and open up through that right arm. If not, that knee came down, we turned it out, we opened up. Once again, we'll find that hold here. If you brought the knee down and you want that challenge, you can lift it. If you have those legs long, you can always lift that top leg for a little extra challenge. We've got 4, 3, 2. Next, exhale, brings that right hand down, brings that left foot back nice and long. Press those hips up, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, the left goes up and back. Bend the right knee, sweep the left forward. When you get your balance at the front, crescent, sweep the arms up. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, cactus the arms, sink a little deeper through the left knee. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, circle the arms down and around into that airplane. Same 2 options. Sink the chest forward. You can interlace if you'd like to. Big inhale for a little more length. And then exhale to circle down, plant those hands. Right foot comes forward to meet the left, downward bird, forward fold. Ooh. Inhale, halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold it forward, sink into it. Chair pose next. Inhale, sweeps the arms up, sinks the hips back, find that nice long spine. Nice job, nice job. Next inhale stands us up tall. Exhale just circles the arms down. Tree pose twice. Inhale, tracks that right foot up. Brings those arms up. Bring that knee wide when you get to the top. That knee comes to the front. We lengthen that leg. Bring those hands down and bring that leg down with it. Same thing one more time. Inhale, tracks those arms and that toe up. Trying to keep the knee wide until you hit the top. And then bring the knee front. Lengthen the leg. And those hands come down as the leg does. Awesome job. When you get there, next inhale, bring some arms out now. Exhale, swan dive this forward into our forward fold. Plant those hands, bend those knees. Step it back super long into our high push-up plank position. Last time through, you guys, stick with me. Child's pose or our flow. Here we go. Exhale to sink us down towards the floor. Inhale to press the chest up, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to turn the toes over, hips go up and back. Last time through, just like this. Inhale, a little more length. Exhale, floats the shoulders over the wrists. High to low through our chaturanga, toes or knees. Inhale to press the chest up. Exhale to turn the toes over, hips go up and back. If you were in that child's pose, taking your break, go ahead and bring it up to meet us here. Side plank on that second side, final time. So once again, you can bring that right knee down, or you can just turn those heels to the side, open up through the left. If the knee came down and you have that support, if you want a little extra challenge, try and lift that knee. If you have the legs long and you want a little extra challenge, lift that left leg. We've got 4, 3, 2, next exhale, brings that hand down, brings that right foot out long to meet the left, press those hips up and back, downward facing dog. 3-legged dog with the right, here we go, inhale, lift it up long. Bend that left knee, sweep the right foot forward into that lunge position. When you get there, inhale sweeps us up. Exhale into our cactus. Sink a little deeper through that right knee. Nice work, you guys. Looking good. Inhale, lengthens the arms. We're almost there, you guys. Stick with me. Exhale, circles them down and around. Sink the chest towards that front leg. Again, palms can face each other. You can interlace. Take one more nice inhale for a little longer spine. Exhale to release. Bring those hands down towards the floor. Left foot steps forward towards the right. So power off of it. Bring it forward. When you get to that fold, our inhale brings us to our halfway lift. Flat back, super long spine. Exhale, round into it. Chair pose next. Our following inhale sweeps those arms up, sits those hips back. Find that super long spine. Nice work, nice work. Hold here. Can you get a little deeper for our final chair pose of the day? Nice. Next inhale stands us up tall. Exhale just circles those arms down. Final time through our tree pose. Next inhale brings those arms up as we track that left foot in and up. When you reach the top, the knee points towards the front. Lengthen the leg, and those hands come down, tracking that foot down as well. Last time through, just like this. Inhale brings the arms up. When you get to the top, that knee points forward. We extend that leg long. Hands come down, and we track that leg down. When you reach the bottom, next inhale brings us out now. Exhale, swan dives us forward into our forward fold. Awesome. Inhale, give me one more halfway lift. Exhale, bring those hands down. Step those feet back into that high plank position. We're going to do our flow one final time, then we're going to press into our child's pose. High to low through chaturanga. Exhale to lower. Inhale to press the chest up. This is it. Nice big stretch. Exhale, turn the toes over. Hips go up and back. Downward facing dog. And then nice and easy, go ahead and set the knees down wide. Bring the big toes close together. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Take a nice break here. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. If it feels good, you can just keep it right where you are. Or you can nice and easy walk those hands over to the right. Lengthen through the left side of the body. If it's good here, you can also walk it through center and over to the left. Whenever it feels right, we've got about 4 more deep breaths here. If that side to side doesn't feel good, sometimes I like to put my forehead on the mat, bend at my elbows, Bring my hands back to my shoulder blades for a little tricep stretch. Your options at 3 more deep breaths in this child's pose. So like I said, this second portion, I'm going to keep the movements kind of simple. We'll be in our kind of regular flow. And I just want to give you the option at any time, obviously, if a child's pose is better for you. We won't do our low flow for this one, but if a child's pose is better for you, you need to take a break. If you ever need to grab water, please don't be afraid to grab water. And my train of thought just went completely off the rails. Oh, since it's kind of like rainy and gloomy and the sun isn't shining into our windows, I'm going to keep my lights bright so you guys can see me. But since I will kind of talk you through everything, if you are so inclined to dim your lights or turn a set of your lights off so that's a little bit more calming of an environment, I want to invite you to take a second to do that as we get started this evening. Because sometimes I feel like that kind of gets me into my mindset a little bit better, especially as we start the second half, and take it kind of nice and slow, and especially as we get started here. So that comfortable seated, as always, can be cross-legged as I am, but we're just going to do our couple of spinal twists. So maybe if you want the legs knees bent or legs long, anything is totally acceptable here. Taking a couple of moments as we get recentered to just reconsider your posture, reconsider how you're feeling. Take that kind of evaluation partway through this class and just notice if you're feeling different, if those points of tension are still there, if those points of tension have maybe loosened up a little bit as we got moving. And then as we take this scan and come back into our breath, as always, I welcome you to find a range of motion that feels good. If you would like to, we will get into our spinal twists next. So if you want to go back to those lateral bending or maybe the head and the neck roll out because we haven't done a whole ton of focus on that upper body this evening, we'll take about 3 nice deep breaths, just kind of recentering, refocusing, allowing the lungs to fill. If you found one of those ranges of motion, I want you to just bring it back to center with that next big inhale. We're going to start with a couple shoulder rolls here from this position. So just give me a couple nice shoulder rolls as you inhale, scrunching them up towards the ears. As you exhale, pulling them down and back. Or if they're coming forward, we will switch directions. Don't worry too much about that. Give me a couple here, finding that nice range of motion. Shoulders a little love today. Go ahead and switch directions. So if you're going backwards, bring them forwards. If you're going forwards, bring them backwards. Couple circles there. All right, next big inhale, pulls the shoulders up towards the ears, scrunch up a little bit taller through the spine, and then a big exhale to release and relax. We'll go into our spinal twist. So inhale for that long spine, keeping that spine super long, go ahead and twist in one direction. Again, if the legs are long, you can see right where they are, but pulling that hand around behind, twisting side, and that other hand onto the leg. Go ahead and inhale through center, same thing, other direction, find that long spine, and then bring it around in that other direction. Nice big stretch here. And then let's go a little bit with the pace of our breath. Those inhales bring us through center. The exhales bring us to either side. We'll take about 4 nice deep breaths here, hitting about twice on each side. As always, find that long spine as you come through center. And using that exhale to see if you can get a little deeper into that twist. This is my last one. If you've got one more, finish it out, and then go ahead and bring it back to center. Take your time if you need to. And then the final thing that we're going to do here before we get back into our flow and get moving again is our seated cat and cow. So if you have the legs long, I'm going to invite you to bring them into cross. Place those hands on the outside of the knees. And then same as our regular cat and cow, the spine is going to move, and we use the hands for a little support. So our exhale puts the pressure into the hands, presses the spine towards that back wall, tucks the chin in towards the chest. The inhale presses the chest forward, pulls the shoulder blades together, rounds out the spine towards the front wall. Go ahead and move a couple times with your breath as we go here. Exhale and inhale, finding that rounding and arching. And just getting back into that range of motion. I like to use this as a little shoulder stretch too. So if you put that pressure into the palms on the knees and really lean back, you can kind of open up through your lats a little bit, open up through the shoulders. Give me 3 more nice deep breaths, 3 more times in each direction. After that third, nice and easy, just go ahead and bring it back to center, that nice long spine. Take a second, take that evaluation, and then we are going to move to our standing at the back of our mat. So I want you to take your time in this transition, roll over the legs and stand up, or bring it to the side, whatever kind of works here. Take your time in that. When you get to the back of your mat, whenever you get there, I want you to take a moment and find your comfortable mountain pose. So as I said in a couple of other classes, mountain pose isn't necessarily the same for everyone. So I like to have my feet right underneath my hips. Some people feel a little more comfortable with their feet closer into center. Maybe you feel a little bit more comfortable with your feet out on either edge of your mat. Wherever you are, find that position. And then take that second to consider your posture once again. Again, I like to face my palms forward. It makes you feel kind of strong and powerful. I open my hands up. If you feel a little bit better, with them down by your sides. Whatever feels good here. Maybe hands on the hips for that power pose. Take that second and then find those inhales to really puff out through the chest, to really open up through the lungs, to lift the chin. And that exhale allows those shoulders to release and relax a little bit, allows the muscles in the legs to release and relax a little bit. Give me 3 deep breaths in our mountain pose, nice and strong and stable. Make sure you can feel all 10 toes on contact with the mat, bringing those heels nice and stable. Give me 1 more nice deep breath wherever you are. And that exhale brings us nice and center. Next inhale brings the arms out and up. Stretch super long away from center when you get to the top. And then we're going to swan dive forward into our forward fold, bringing it down so the fingertips are towards the toes. Let the head and neck relax and release. Let the spine round out towards the ground. Nice big stretch here through the hamstrings. We're going to inchworm our way out to our high plank position. So bending those knees, planting those hands, walking it out super long into that high plank. Like I said, we are going to do our low flow, so we're going to inchworm the feet in towards the hands. Keep the legs long, tiny little steps, walk them in, find that stretch, and then when those feet meet the hands, bring it back into that forward fold. Take your time to get there. Now we're in that forward fold at the front of our mat. Our next inhale rolls us up super slow, and we're bringing it back to that mountain pose at the top. Exhale to release the shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Long away from center. Exhale, swan dives us forward into our forward fold. From here, we're stepping back to that crescent lunge. Right foot goes back long first. So take it back super long. That left leg. So both legs are long here. We're going into our triangle next. Hinge forward at the hip. Bring those fingertips out as far as you can. And then the left fingertips come towards the floor and the right fingertips go up towards the ceiling. Trying to stack the shoulders on top of each other like we did with our plank, like we did with our spinal twist. If you feel comfortable and stable here, you can revolve it. Right hand comes down, left arm opens up. If you don't feel comfortable, keep it right in that triangle. Either way is totally fine. If you found that revolve, our next exhale, bring that left hand back down, and we're all leaning back in that regular triangle. Right hand up, left hand down. Next inhale, strengthen through the core and lifts up nice and tall. From here, we're sweeping the right hand forward as we bend the left knee and bring the right heel up, back into that crescent lunge once again. Awesome, little balance there as we found that transition. Next exhale brings those hands down to the mat. And we step the right foot forward to meet the left. We're back in that forward fold. Inhale rolls us up. Nice and long spine. And exhale releases those shoulders down. Same thing once again. Like I said, we're keeping it simple here. Inhale, bring the arms out up. Exhale, swan dive it forward, forward fold. We are stepping that left foot back long this time. So take it back. Bring that heel off the floor. With your next inhale, sweep the arms up. Crescent lunge into our warrior two. Left heel goes down. We open those arms up nice and long. Our next inhale flips the front palm. We're reversing it into our peaceful warrior. Lift that right hand up. And then exhale to bring it back up to center. Here comes our triangle. Lengthen that right leg. Exhale shifts us forward like someone's handing a $100 bill out there. And then the right fingertips come down towards the mat. Left hand goes up. Taking a second here to find those shoulders stacked on top of each other. Nice long line. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and revolve it. Bring the left hand down. Open the right arm up. Once again, if you're not comfortable in this, just keep it right in that triangle. Maybe use that right leg for support. If you found that revolve, next exhale brings the right hand down. We're all bringing it back up to that triangle with the left hand long. And then our inhale lengthens us up to nice and tall. From here, we've got that transition. Left hand and left heel come up towards the front of the mat. Right knee bends. We're back in that crescent lunge. Next exhale folds us forward. Plant those hands. Step that left foot forward to meet the right. Back in that forward fold. Next inhale rolls us all the way up nice and tall. Exhale releases those shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale forward, forward fold. Right foot goes back towards our crescent. Take it back long. Heel stays off the floor. Find your balance. Sweep the arms up. We're going to find our spinal twist here. So I want you to pull those palms together. Bring them down to heart center. Right elbow goes to that left knee. Try and stack those palms on top of each other, opening up here so that the left elbow goes towards the ceiling. Next inhale brings us back up to our crescent. Lengthen the core, lengthen those arms. Warrior two, right heel goes down, arms open up nice and long. Inhale to reverse it. Front palm lifts up and back. Exhale back out to our warrior two. Triangle next, lengthen that left leg, hinge forward at the hips. Left fingertips come down, right fingertips go up. Again, you can use that left leg if you need to, but if you can, use your core to stay long. Revolve it if you'd like. Right hand comes down, left arm opens up. Keep it right where you are if you'd like. That triangle is challenging enough as is. I totally get that. If you found that revolve, go ahead and bring that left hand back down and that right arm back up. And then our next inhale brings us up nice and tall, back into that long position. We're sweeping into that transition to our crescent. Right hand and heel move, and that left knee bends. Next exhale folds us forward, plants those hands. Right foot steps forward to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale rolls us all the way up, nice and tall. Exhale releases those shoulders. Inhale sweeps us out and up. Swan dive forward, forward fold. Left foot crescent lunge, step it back long, keep the heel off the floor. Sweep those arms up. Spinal twist here. Palms come together. Elbows come out as the hands come down. Left elbow to that right knee. Stack those palms on top of each other. Try and get it nice and long. Nice job. Little balance challenge there. Looking good, looking good. Next inhale, lengthens that core, brings us back up nice and long. Arms and torso. Warrior two, left heel turns down, arms open up. Peaceful, flip the front palm, inhale up and back. Exhale. Down, right fingertips open up. If you found that revolve, bring that right hand back down. Open up through that left arm. Strengthen through the core. Inhale to lift up nice and tall. A little transition challenge here. Left hand and heel come up as that right knee bends back into that crescent. Next exhale brings those hands down, and then the left foot comes forward to meet the right. We're going to go through this just one last time on each side. So go ahead and inhale to roll all the way up. Exhale to release the shoulders. Inhale, sweeps the arms out now. Exhale, swan dives us forward. Right to that crescent, right foot steps back long, heel stays off the floor. We inhale to sweep up. Spinal twist. Exhale to pull the palms together down over the center. Right elbow to left knee. Inhale brings us back to center. Lengthen those arms. Warrior two. Right heel turns down. We open up. Reverse it. Flip the front palm. Lift it up and back. Exhale back to center. Lengthen that left leg. Hinge forward at the hips into our triangle. Fingertips come down, right fingertips go up. Brief revolution if you'd like it. Hand comes down, other arm opens. That next exhale, if you found that revolution, bring it back down, open up through the right hand. Back in that traditional triangle. Next inhale takes us up long. Make that adjustment, our transition, right hand and heel lift, left knee bends. Exhale to fold it forward. Step the right forward to meet the left. Inhale to roll all the way up. Final time through. Exhale, release the shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms out now. Exhale brings us down. Forward fold. Crescent lunge on the left. Final time, step that left foot back nice and long. Heel stays up. When you're ready, sweep the arms up. Spinal twist. Exhale, pulls the palms together. Elbows go out long as the hands come to heart center. Left elbow to right knee. Stack them right on top of each other. Nice strong core here. You guys got this. Inhale takes us all the way up nice and long. Long arms, long torso. Warrior two. Turn the left heel down. Open the arms up. Reverse it. Flip the front palm. Inhale up and back. Exhale back up to our warrior two. Final triangle. Lengthens that right leg. Hinge forward at the hips. Bring the right fingertips down and the left fingertips up. Again, brief revolution if you'd like it. Left hand comes down. Inhale to open the right arm up. If you found that next exhale brings that hand back down. We're back to that traditional triangle. Inhale, open the left arm up. Strengthen the core, stand it up tall. Little transition, left hand comes forward, left heel comes up, bend that right knee. Final time, bring those hands down. Step the left forward to meet the right, forward fold. All right, awesome. We are going to transition down to our mat from here. So I want you to bend those knees, plant those hands, step those feet back nice and long into our plank, and then very gently set those knees down. We're going to do, we're at technically 19 minutes on this meeting, so we're going to do a really brief minute-and-a-half Shavasana. So if you have time, you're welcome to stick with me. From here, I want you to transition to wherever is comfortable. So if a child's pose for a minute and a half sounds like absolute heaven to you, I want to invite you to go there. If it sounds better to do legs up the wall or transition over onto your back, I want to invite you to do either of those. Just going to take your time to find your happy place for our final minute and a half here. So whatever that means to you, I want to invite you to take this moment to find it. When you get to that comfortable position, I want you to find a big inhale and an exhale to release into that comfortable position. So really allow gravity to pull you towards the floor. If you're in that child's pose, let the forehead meet the floor, nice and easy. If you're down on your back, maybe you will let the knees knock together or the feet go wide. Maybe you rock the head a little bit side to side. If seated was what was comfortable, maybe you find a couple of easy spinal twists to finish you out today. I want you to bring your focus back to your body, back to your breath, back to your center. In this final couple of moments, if it drifts, just notice that and then just bring it back to where you were. Bring it back to your body, bring it back to that point that feels, I want you to focus on particularly good today. So if you were moving and today you were like, wow, my core feels really strong, or oh, my hips feel so much better today than they did before. Take that moment to kind of revel in that good feeling. It can be something super small. It can be that you're pain-free in a range of motion that you aren't usually. It can be something that you're feeling stronger in. Now you've been practicing. Wherever that good feeling is, I want you to, like I said, revel in it, take this moment, maybe let it bring that smile to your face, let the shoulders relax away from your ears, because you've made it. You feel good today. It's Monday, and we're finishing off the day strong. I want you to kind of metaphorically pat yourself on the back for taking this time for you today, because I think that is awesome, and I am so proud of all of you for being here with me. Give me 2 more nice deep breaths in whatever position you're in. Really allow your chest to fill, your lungs to expand as you inhale. And that release and relax as you exhale. One more time, just like that. After that second inhale and exhale, I want you to take one more inhale, but find a little bit more length wherever you are. So if you're seated, maybe you sit up a little taller. If you're on your back, maybe you bring the arms overhead. If you're down in child's pose, maybe you extend out long on your mat. Find a little extra length. And then with your next exhale, pull it in towards your center. So if you're seated, maybe pull the elbows in. If you're long, pull the knees in towards the chest. Maybe press it back into that child's pose, down in towards center. And then that next inhale just kind of unfurls you back to an easy position. From wherever you are, I invite you to transition to that comfortable seated position. So if you're on your back, roll onto your favorite side, transition up to seated. If you're in your child's pose, go ahead and bring it in and up onto your knees, roll onto one hip and bring it on over. We're gonna finish off with just our normal nice deep breath and our namaste. So when you get there, take a second, give yourself that exhale to let the shoulders release away from the ears, bring the hands down to the knees. Next big inhale brings those arms out and up. Super long way from center. We're gonna pause at the top for just a second. So give me a big stretch, long away from center. And I want your next exhale to pull those palms together and bring them on down to your heart center. Like I said, I'm so proud of you for taking this time for you, and I am so happy we're all able to be here with me this evening. I love seeing you guys every week. It's the best part of my Monday by far. The light in me honors the light in you, bowing as we say, namaste.